Hello, I am Nupur Chaturvedi and my thesis project is Airport Terminal Design. As we know, economic development is often linked with infrastructure development, which means that both are expected to further the development of economies of the surrounding regions. Transportation in general affects the development of cities, with air travel having a large stake in both short and long distance transportation. By facilitating tourism and trade, air travel generates growth, provides jobs, increases revenues from taxes, facilitates delivery of goods of humanitarian aid, relief, and emergency and creates many opportunities for everyone. They connect people on a global scale and are hence architectural symbols of globalization within a city. Designing an airport has the large scope of learning the use of a number of construction and technological advances going all around the world while maintaining the sanctity of the building type by respecting its required services and facilities related to large footfall. Understanding the impact of both human and airplane dimensions on an architectural building. I aim to design an integrated airport terminal and devise a new master plan for the same airstrip, since they have a significant role in changing the way in which people look towards the city by portraying the cultural and heritage values of the city. I will be taking these aspects into account as well. Designing an airport terminal can either be a greenfield project where there is no existing infrastructure or a brownfield project where we just add a terminal building to an existing site with most amenities to cater with the growing footfall and requirements. Airport by use can be domestic, international, integrated or military but have a few basic components. All airports can be broken down into three components: airside, city side and terminal building. The airside comprises of the runway, taxiways, aprons, hangars, etc. The side has restricted access for security reasons. All on-ground activities besides on the runway are managed by the ground control. The air traffic control handles the takeoffs, landing and guidance of all in-air flights taking off or making an approach. The city side comprises of drop-off areas, curbs, parking lots, concessionaries for general public use. Connectivity means to the city, etc., and can be accessed by anyone. The terminal building acts like a liminal space between these two sides, or a semi-permeable space with functions of its own. We can view the building as two separate halves, departure and arrival. Terminals have the task of taking people from the city side to the air side, and as designers, it is our job that this particular distance is minimum. Hence, airports have the following configuration: linear, where the aircrafts are parked right outside the terminal building; pier, where the airside is modified in a finger-like projections called piers. This gives aircrafts a greater length to park along by increasing the surface area accommodating growth; satellite, where separate smaller islands are created on the airside that are connected to the main terminal building using underground walkways or overhead bridges. These bridges may or may not be used as piers. To understand the many aspects of an airport, I undertook the following case studies. These airports were compared on basis of location, accessibility, configuration, area and peak hour passenger capacity, number of runways, structures, sustainability factors, special feature, annual capacity and cargo tonnage, etc. And from these, a set of derivatives were devised which should be important to a terminal building.
These factors are climate and sustainability related factors, factors related to terminal functioning, and site related factors.
Area per passenger of an integrated airport terminal is about 25 to 30 square meter. This integrated airport is designed for 1600 peak hour passenger capacity with a capacity of 800 departing passengers and 800 arriving passengers, making the total area required of 48,000 square meters. I had chosen Jaipur International Airport as my site to propose a new terminal for its phase 2 of expansion. Jaipur, the capital city of Rajasthan, lies significantly in the Golden Triangle and is hence an important tourist place. It is a city rich and famous for its art, architecture, handicraft, textile industry and is a growing business hub. Jaipur has a semi-arid climate type. April to June is very hot, before the peak monsoon rains is July-August. December to February has mild to warm winters. Also known as Sanganer Airport, the 776.5-acre airfield lies in the southern part of the city, in the Sanganer suburbs, famous for their handicrafts and textile work. It is 15 kilometers away from the Jaipur railway station. Though the nearest railway station is Jagatpura railway station, which is about 5 kilometers northeast of the airport. With the initiation of MRTS in Jaipur, Durgapur metro station will be adjoining the airport land on the northwest corner. The airport has two runways, but one has been disused. The main runway lies in a east-west direction and caters to all flights. To the south of this runway lies Terminal 1 of the airport, which is currently used only for cargo and Hajj flights. The Terminal 2 is located to the north of the runway. It is the main international terminal building designed for a peak hour capacity of 700 passengers. One major drawback of this terminal is that it has been designed to be an only international terminal and is now being used as an integrated one. The authority had to majorly let go of commercial activities to accommodate growing footfall and hence lack revenue generation. Both these terminals are designed in a linear configuration. To the west of this terminal lies a piece of land allocated for phase 2 expansion of the terminal. This allocated area is wide V-shaped land with one side adjoining to the disused runway. My concept revolves around the cultural and architectural identity of Jaipur. Since this is the airport situated in the capital Rajasthan, it should portray its features. The roof is cladded in a step well-like pattern with hexagonal cutouts for natural light. The rug weaving famous to Jaipur is incorporated within the building to create green walls. Courtyards being an important architectural feature has been incorporated both within the terminal and at site level. Since the airport lacked commercial spaces, a sunken commercial courtyard is added to the site. This space is connected to the curb of the terminal through an underground walkway, providing hassle-free movement across the moving traffic. When designing an airport, it is normally preferred that the arrival and departure exist on two separate levels, creating an obvious security barrier and better segregation of footfall. Since the allotted land had such a large footprint, creating two separate levels would have left a lot of unused land. Secondly, when laying the city side access roads, there would be a requirement of an elevated road that would physically block the entrance facade of the existing terminal and would have made the construction more difficult. The only solution to this was to make both departure and arrivals on the same level and create a buffer in between. To achieve so, I placed the departure first, followed by airport offices and ground control area, and then the arrivals. The west facade would receive high amounts of glaze and heat due to the harsh climate of Jaipur. Hence, the facade is mounted with an additional facade kinetic in nature, which will cause wave-like ripples when wind hits it. This will create a sense of constant motion while filtering light. The glass used in roof panels is translucent photovoltaic glass which act as partial solar panels. Further, these have butterfly lures installed within that can help adjust the amount of light mechanically. Wind trees could be installed in public spaces, generating energy and creating focal interest in open spaces. The structure is designed as a 13-meter by 32-meter grid with steel trusses running across both directions. An additional support is added by cross-bracing this rectangular truss. The columns are 5 metal pipes, one in the center supported by 4 others. The main pipe connects the junction while the supporting 4 branch out into an omelette-like shape.